for those of you who don't know, Oklahoma State fired their coordinators yesterday. Yeah. Casey Dunn and Brian Nardo, offensive and defensive coordinators. They fired their coordinators, and now there is this Board of Regents meeting for, I believe it's tomorrow, a special. They're not going to fire Mike Gundy.
Yeah, we're not making any changes.
They're not doing that.
What changes have you really made? You know, like, hey, cool, you fired your coordinators, and I agree that needed to happen, and we'll see who you hire, because obviously it's always about who you hire when you're replacing somebody. But ultimately, you know, if you bring in, let's say you make the best hire for both of those roles and you're just over the moon about it, is Oklahoma State competing for a conference championship next season? Is that? No. I mean, I have trouble thinking that.
The biggest issue that I have is in the hypocrisy that is in Casey Dunn taking all this blame at Oak State. Who's the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma State? Well, Marty, it's Casey Dunn. No, it's not. It's Mike Gundy. Oh, but I love the argument that, oh, Mike Gundy, he's a legendary quarterback. Bring him home to Stillwater, Marty. He's the offensive coordinator. And now you want him to go out and hire his former players to come back and be his offensive coordinator. You want guys with ties to Stillwater. I want the best guy that can, actually run an offense and develop a quarterback.
Yeah.
But wait, you don't have a quarterback that you can develop because Mike Gundy's the offensive coordinator and the quarterback guru, which he's not. You didn't make these amazing world-beating changes. You did the bare minimum.
Yeah. You
didn't set the world on fire and show that Oak State is in it to win it. You did the bare minimum. I again ask you, when Ohio State doesn't win a national championship and they fire Ryan Day, that's not doing the bare minimum. That's doing what needs to be done because you didn't win a national championship. You guys are pissed you're not going to a bowl game. Ohio State's upset that they didn't win a national championship.
How desperate are they to win a natty when they're looking at Urban, allegedly?
It's remarkable to me, the apathy and the low bar in the Big 12. Like, I cannot tell you how many Baylor fans reached out to me yesterday and were like, thank you, thank you, thank you. Like, at least Baylor fans are upset that Dave Aranda is going to be the head coach for another year. At least that's their position. Oak State fans are like, well, hot damn, we're saved. No, you're not. No, you're not. You're not saved. When Mike Gundy's not there, when the house falls out of the sky and drops on him, that's when you're saved, right? Because, I think this is the best example that I've heard, and I want to say that I heard it on 247. Oklahoma State fans have the Wizard of Oz syndrome. Oh, the good witch is actually the hero. I got news for you. The good witch killed everybody.
Yeah.
The good witch ain't the hero. I got news for you. Mike Gundy's the good witch. He just dropped houses on your coordinators, right? Who like, are you out of your mind? Are you out of your mind? You're hoping that the Wizard of Oz leaves Stillwater so that Mike Gundy can bring in somebody who used to play for the Cowboys? Because you're worried if you bring somebody that's not in the family that they're going to leave for another job.
What is this, the mafia? Like, come on, dude.
It's remarkable to me that you can't see the trees from the forest and understand this league is mediocre because there's apathy across the board.
Yep.
I live in Salt Lake City, and people are openly questioning Kyle Whittingham here. And y'all can hate on Utah, and I am certainly not a Utah apologist. Y'all can hate on Utah. But their fan base is not happy. And not the assholes on Twitter who everybody hates because they are what they are. The garden variety Utah football fan who's a season ticket holder and a Crimson Club member is not happy right now.
Right.
They're locked on to who this new offensive coordinator at Utah is going to be. That's a massive hire. Utah, who never fires anybody and hasn't for years, fired their offensive coordinator in the middle of the season. And you're happy that your guy fired his coordinators? They were fired in October, guy.
Yeah.
This is not world-changing
Yeah,
or life-changing.
It's not a massive thing.
It's not. It's the bare minimum.
Yeah.
And you're all lapping it up and polishing Gundy's shoes. It's not good enough. It is not good enough in any way, shape, or form. It's not good enough. And it just is. The Big 12 frustrates me.
Yeah, because it's a frustrating ass conference.
Because I think that Brett Yormark's exactly right. And I'm going to play the bite one more time before we get to your comments. I think this heat in vitriol. Why isn't this in Stillwater? Why isn't this in Waco? Why isn't this in Fort Worth? You're getting your ass beat by SMU right now, TCU. Why are you not pissed? Why? Why, Lubbock? You're getting your ass beat by SMU. Abilene's not your biggest problem anymore. SMU's playing for a conference championship and you're irrelevant. Why are you not upset? Why do you not have this kind of heat?
The committee continues to show time and time again that they are paying attention to logos versus resumes. I've said that before. I want to say it again. And I say logos because they're concentrating on team logos and conference logos. Strength of schedule should matter. And wins against Power 4 opponents should matter. 74% of the Big 12 wins were against Power 4 opponents this season. Meanwhile, the group of 5 is 11-80. I want to say that again. 11-80 versus Power 4 teams this season. And in no way should a group of 5 champion be ranked above our champion. And I'm going to say that one more time. In no way should a group of 5 champion be ranked above our champion.
Where is that? In no way should we go winless in a conference football season. We're Oak State. No way we should go winless.
In no way should we lose 52-0 to end our season.
I know where that vitriol is. It's in Columbus. In no way should we lose like this or ever to Michigan. Fire Ryan Day. In no way should we not play and win a national championship every season. Fire Ryan Day.
And you know what's interesting about the Ohio State thing? Because I think it's a great example. They don't give a damn about public sentiment. They don't care. Like if Ryan Day was in Urban's the best example. Excuse me, Pervin's the best example.
Pervin liar, please.
Is the best example of this at Ohio State and really in college football. But you're talking about a detestable human being in Pervin, and they're still willing to talk about him because he was the last guy who unequivocally just dominated that conference in Michigan. And
because all they care about is winning. Now, do I like that they're willing to throw their morals out the window and bring in Aaron Hernandez as college football coach to win more natties? I don't, but I get it. And I actually applaud it. I applaud their want to. I honest to goodness, I do. I wish anybody in the Big 12 had that. Hell, I wish my Notre Dame Fighting Irish had that. Because when we get railroaded out of the college football playoff, and we will not
get railroaded.
We will not be winning games in the college football playoff. Let's just get that straight right now. When we get run out of the playoff on a rail, oh, Marcus, good season, little buddy. Good job. Really proud of you, dude. All right, we'll see you.
Do you want some tighter pants for next season?
We'll
bud?
see you in the spring. Good job recruiting, dude. And you don't, develop anybody on offense, but good job recruiting, little buddy. That's what we're going to get in South Bend. All the Catholics are going to be patting Marcus Freeman on the back.
Yep.
I wish we had fire his ass and bring back Lou Holtz.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
Put Rocket Ishmael on the goal line and kick the ball to him. That's what I wish we had.
Yeah.
I wish anybody in the Big 12 had that kind of fire, and they don't. I wish the Big 12, I wish Oak State was like, hey, you guys think that Urban Meyer will take the job if we call him? That's what I really wish Oak State would say. Hey, do you guys think that Nick Saban, let's call Nick Saban and just take, do you think anybody in Stillwater's like, I know he's retired. He's doing a good job at ESPN, but shouldn't we call Nick Saban and let's just throw it out there. Have him say no. Have him say no. Right? And you're like, Monty, he's not going. I don't care if he's going.
It's not the point.
I don't care if Nick Saban's an absolute positive no thanks. Make him tell you no.
No, I'm not doing that.
Make him tell you I'm not doing that. But they won't. You're more worried about getting people in the family.
I just couldn't believe that yesterday. In the family. What are we doing, bro? Like, come on.
There is and I think Oak State James might be in this string. Oh, that's right. Zach has been an OC in the NFL. Not, when you look at the conversation. No. I'm more, yeah. Oak State James, and I should screen grab this because, and I love you, Oak State James. This is not personal. I'm not trying to like call you out or,
but
it's about to get personal. I'm about to call you out, man. And I think it's a valid question that somebody in the Spotify comment section asked why we didn't have a best of Oak State James. It's a perennial underachiever over there.
Call me Mike Gundy.
Here is the face of Oak State football fan. Because Jimmy Johnson and Les Miles left, we need to go hire Zach. Because Zach. That's because Jimmy Johnson won games as a head coach at Oak State, left for Miami. We need to go hire Zachy Poo. We trust Gundy will be loyal. We want another cowboy to come in. No, you don't. No, you don't. You want the best offensive mind you can find. And who cares if he leaves in 2 years? Who cares? Because then, hopefully, if Zach, can't get the job, hopefully you're an attractive program, which you're not right now, but hopefully you're an attractive program and coaches want to come and coach with you, want to be your offensive coordinator. But here's the problem. People don't want to work for a head coach who doesn't embrace NIL.
Yeah.
They don't want to work for a coach who routinely says stupid things, who calls out his players over their negotiations.
That's what I told the players. There's no negotiating now. Portal's over. All negotiations history. Now we're playing.
What was it about him, and just what did you like about what you saw from McGann and stuff?
Do you want me to go back into coach talk, or do you want me to tell you the truth?
The truth.
The truth?
Yes.
He was very inexpensive. Player retention's based on money. I'll give you an example. If you're playing on our team and we go 3-9, and right now you're making $12,000, and we say, hey, if you come back, we'll pay you $250. What are you going to do? Player retention is probably 90% built on money now, not other things. This place has had tremendous success for 18 and a half years, or 19. I can't do the math real good, and so unfortunately in life, most people are weak. And as soon as things start to not go as good as what they thought, they fall apart and they panic. And then they want to point the finger and blame other people. That you see it happen in everyday life. People do it all the time. That's why I refuse to watch the TV and watch the news, because I get tired of people complaining and bitching about this and that versus just doing something about it and trying to figure out a way to make it better. Well, that's what happens in college athletics. And as Jenny said, she's exactly right. It's just on the bigger stage where people can voice their opinion. And in most cases, the people that are negative and voicing their opinion are the same ones that can't pay their own bills. They're not really.
Anyway, my point is, I Is there anybody now that disagrees with our favorite radio host?
I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to scream. There's no point to, because this team is just hot ass.
Bro.
I mean, why don't you just hire a Pepsi cooler to coach the offense?
They're not really trying to change scheme-wise much. They're going to do what they do. And it looks like they're bringing him along best chance they get.
With Cam, do you go back and...
I mean, y'all can't. There's no way y'all can hear very good.
It's not easy.
It's like crowd noise
Yeah.
in the game.
There's got to be a
Plug, right? There it is. We got to get this thing out of here. Is it bolted down?
Please don't knock it over.
Does anybody have a tow truck out?
And you're telling me that's the guy you want being your head coach. Negotiations are over. Casey Dunn, you're fired. Any chance that they fire him?
No.
There's
Nope.
no way they're firing him.
No.
There's no way. And I'm not saying that him being personality driven is bad. But you're right. Hot ass.
Yeah.
It's what this program's all about.
Because this team is just hot ass.
The fact that you worked programming right there is elite material, bro.
It's wild to me. There's no way they fire him. Dev MC, this guy has no class. Christopher Shannon, they're not going to fire him. They're not going to fire him. They're not going to fire him. And
no,
I'm just going to continue to tell you guys. You'll know that they're serious about winning football games in Stillwater when they fire Mike Gundy, which is what needs to happen. The season's over. You didn't win a conference game. Don't go hire the offensive coordinator from the Falcons, Zachy Poo.
In the family.
Whack Mike Gundy and start over. It should be a job that's not hard to hire a premier coach. If you fire Mike Gundy, make your first call be Lincoln Riley. Go hire the enemy. Is Lincoln Riley a step up from Mike Gundy?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
But the problem is you're not going to call Lincoln Riley. You're not going to call Nick Saban. You're not going to call Pervin Liar. You're going to let Mike Gundy keep his job. And when we're in the same situation next year, chances they don't win a conference game next year, slim and none. That when they're a 500 team next year,
yeah,
and you're calling for him to be fired, Zachy Poo ain't walking through that door. Why would he leave the NFL to come be an offensive coordinator in a damaged program?
Yeah.
Don't know why. Let's see. That guy is spot on. Now Oak State is hot ass. The plan is to bring in dudes in the portal and JUCO guys. Gundy will take a pay cut and now he's going to take a pay. So let me get this right.
So that makes it right.
So let me get this right now.
Yeah.
We're going to recruit with a coach who just took a pay cut. How's that going to look to the JUCO guy? How's that going to look to the 5-star guy? You're telling me that you're going to have Mike Gundy take a pay cut so Zach will take the job. And you think you're going to be able to go sit in people's living rooms with a lame duck coach who just took a pay cut? I love the $5. Thank you. But you got to think through this, James. Do you want to win games or not? Because if you want to win games, giving Mike Gundy a pay cut's the exact last thing you want to do. You have more money than Jesus Christ could ever create out of wine, and you want to give Mike Gundy a pay cut with the idea that that's good for the program.
We built this program on NIL.
No, it's not good for the program. Anyway. All right. That's wild. Gundy said later that some of those comments were wrong. Who cares?
Yeah, nobody cares.
Do you
James?
Do you really think that recruits listen to Mike Gundy mea culpa when he said that who hasn't done that 1,000 times about Ollie Gordon's DUI?
Bro, you've got a highlight reel from just this season alone.
Do you really think recruits care? that Mike Gundy said I was wrong to have said that? No, because they never heard him say that. What they heard him say is negotiations are over. That's what they heard him say. You got to get out of this. Oh, nice guy. Mike, can I pet the mullet? You're really good. Remember Brandon Whedon? Can tell me your Brandon Whedon stories, Mike? Who cares? Win games, man. Win games. Win games. I have thought about this. Gundy has done this before, and it turned things around. When's the last time he went 0-9 in conference?
When's the last time he won 10 games?
When's the last time he fired both of his coordinators? When's the last time? When's the last time you didn't have a quarterback on the roster? And that was while you were saying that NIL negotiations are over.
Hey, when's the last time Mike Gundy had a Heisman Trophy caliber running back, and then that next season that guy was a nobody?
And if he transfers, if he leaves, yeah, I don't know, man. I get it.
I don't.
I totally understand it. You don't want... You should have respect for Mike Gundy. The guy's an icon. All I'm saying is when we look at this stuff, listen, I'm a Bears fan. I'm a Chicago sports fan, guy. If there's suffering in sports, I'm it. I'm it, man. I'm a Cubs fan. I'm a Cubs season ticket holder.
I knew today would be shitty.
You know what I got yesterday? I got a $2,200 bill from the Chicago Cubs for spring training tickets. You want to talk about taking a beating? That's taking a beating. I'm a Notre Dame fan. Marcus Freeman can't count to 10 against Ohio State at the goal line. I'm a Bears fan. Matt Eberflus won't call timeouts. And they almost didn't fire him. Trust me. When Ohio State fires Ryan Day for not winning a national championship, that's what I want my team to do. That's what I wanted Matt Eberflus fired after last season.
Look, they needed a few more hours to reevaluate the situation, okay?
Anyway, let's get to your comments. I appreciate you letting me espouse and lose my mind here on the Monty Show. The comment section, as always, friends, is presented by Prize Picks. Prize Picks, America's favorite daily fantasy app. And again,
Blair, he was back at it.
Did I not tell you to take LeBron last night?
Bro.
24.5 point number. Right? We told you last night on Prize Picks. Use the promo code Monty. Download the Prize Picks app. Open a new account. Use the promo code Monty. You deposit $5. They'll give you 50 more. And we've got Thursday Night Football tonight. But I do want to go back and I know I tell you guys every day on this show about my greatness, my brilliance. Your wife tells you, hey, who's the good-looking guy on the TV?
That's bullshit.
No, it's not. She does say that. Anyway, the point is, I told you to take LeBron last night.
Dude,
I also told you to take Anthony Davis,
this is one of
which
the
was
worst
horrendous.
beats on Prize Picks I've ever seen.
LeBron James had a 21.5 point night number last night on Prize Picks. He had 29.
We agreed to take less on the show. We agreed to take less.
You're an idiot. I told you. I told you to
less.
take points, rebounds, and assists.
Yeah.
Right? Because he had a 36.5 point, rebound, and assist number. 29 points, 8 dimes, 5 rebounds.
After they lost by like 100.
Now, I also told you to take Anthony Davis, who had a 41.5 point number. No.
Now, here's the crazy part.
He gave you half that at 20.
Here's the crazy part. Anthony Davis on a demon for 4.5 assists won last night.
Yes, he did.
Had 5 assists.
Yes, he did.
I can't get Jimmy Butler to get me 19 points when his team won by 30.
I know.
Bro, like, what are we doing?
I know. I felt for you on that one.
What are we doing, bro?
Thursday Night Football tonight. Where are you at? Are the Detroit Lions the best team in... Are the Detroit Lions the best team in the
Eagles
NFL
right now? Well, in the NFC, it's them and the Eagles. In the NFL, I don't think they're the best team in the NFL.
You don't?
No, I think they got to prove they can beat some of the AFC teams.
I think they're better than the Eagles. I think they're better than the Eagles. Sorry, I do. Detroit, Green Bay. I love Jahmyr Gibbs for 68.5 yards tonight. Go more on that. I think that's about as gimme gets. I also think there's an interesting Jordan Love number. He is on the regular 264 252 yards passing. On a demon, he is 299.5. He's not throwing for 299 yards tonight against Detroit.
No.
I have a lot of respect for that Detroit defense. We'll give you our picks coming up in 1 hour from right now. We'll do our NFL Thursday Night Prize Picks. So download the app right now. Get ready. Use the promo code Monty. Make a $5 deposit. They'll instantly give you 50 more in the Prize Picks app. Let's go into the comments section. In Oak State, James,
Okay,
I'm
here
going
we
to
go.
give you the runway to throw yourself in front of a train here. Runway and train don't really work. I'm going to give you enough track to throw yourself in front of an airplane. Wait, that didn't work either.
In front of a Buc-ee's.
In Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
Our friends at Buc-ee's. Let me tell the truth. Oklahoma State, thank you for the music.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Oklahoma State will continue to be bad until they improve their offensive and defensive lines. They've always had good skill players. Oak State got outplayed at the line all year. Mike Gundy has to go. And I am not fire the coach guy, but he's got to go.
Dude, James, bro.
Ollie Gordon's from Fort Worth. TCU will give him a ton of money. I guess we'll find out.
But negotiations are over. And,
Negotiations are over.
Yeah.
But, hey, did you guys, let me ask you something. Did you guys see LSU's day yesterday? LSU had a terrible day yesterday. And as a Notre Dame fan.
F around and find out.
As a Notre Dame,
yeah,
I am telling you, as a Notre Dame fan, it brings me great joy to listen to Brian Kelly struggle. You want to talk about paying guys? Listen to Brian Kelly, who got his ass beat in recruiting yesterday on National Signing Day. Listen to Brian Kelly whine about money in college football.
It's not just about finding the right fit academically. It's not just about finding the right fit where you can develop holistically and graduate and play for a championship. It's about what the most money I can get. And that's unfortunate. But it's the world we live in. And you have to be able to adapt, and you have to be able to realign and be prepared.
Now, we just talked about Mike Gundy. I'm sorry, Brian Kelly, you're the head coach in Death Valley at LSU, and did you just say you don't like paying players?
I want you to play the negotiating is over window bite. And I want you guys to listen to how remarkably similar the messaging is here from these two. When Mike Gundy, remember when this happened? This had happened. Well, I think it was in October, I believe.
No.
When did that happen?
This was at the end of fall camp. This was right before the season started, when he's talking about how negotiations are over. So let me get this right. You're the head coach at LSU, and you're bitching about money, and you're the head coach at Oak State, and you're bitching about money. What do these two guys have in common?
That's what I told the players. There's no negotiating now. Portal's over. Right. All negotiations history. Now we're playing football.
You can enjoy
just coaching and playing football.
Conference and a 12-team playoff, and everything being so different, just the newness of it all.
Yeah, and the business side of what we do now is we have to have those conversations with them. Tell your agent to quit calling us and asking for more money. It's non-negotiable now. Going to start again in December. So now we're able to direct ourselves just at football, and that part is fun. Because there's been so much other stuff going on, it's been hard to really focus on football.
So did you just say that not only do you not want the agent to call you, but that NIL money is a distraction to you, not a priority?
And then you have a guy like Deion Sanders that is, I don't even, like, you look at the way that Deion embraces the portal and NIL, and you look at Deion Sanders talking about, hey, red shirts and freshmen, and we need our guys to play. Deion didn't have a great day in recruiting yesterday. Dominant in the portal already. But what does Mike Gundy and Brian Kelly have in common? They're losers. Mike Gundy had a terrible season. Brian Kelly did not have a good season. And what are they both talking about? Portal. They're both talking about money and paying guys, and they're
It's
leaving.
not about getting an education anymore.
And then you look at Oregon State, and I know that this probably makes people crazy that I play this bite a lot. Here's the head coach at Oregon State, Trent Bray, being asked about how much money is in the collective. In Corvallis, Oregon.
I mean, it's always a product and demand thing, right? What are some of the schools that are going to come after our players, going to offer them to try to get them in the portal? So you're always looking at that, and the collective and everyone's done a good job of continuing to raise the bar that way. But as far as an exact number, I couldn't give it to you.
Well, just an estimate. I mean, millions and millions, or do you?
It's in the millions, yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Like,
so we have millions of dollars to spend. And then finally, I want to play this Dion bite because I want you to think about what Brian Kelly said. Oh, it's really unfortunate. It's all about money, which is in a recruit's head. Well, he doesn't want to pay. Wait, he's not going to pay.
this is LSU, man.
LSU had a terrible day and lost major recruits to their competitors. And then you have a guy in Oak State and Mike Gundy who fired his coordinators. There's a Board of Regents meeting, so he may be getting fired, decimating his ability to recruit. And then I want you to listen to Deion Sanders right here from a recruit's perspective. And let's go high school senior. If you're a high school senior and you hear Deion Sanders say this, are you a guy that's like, yeah, I'm going to go play for him?
We get 25 high school players. How many is going to play that freshman year at the most? Let's say 4 or 5, right? And so now you got 20 guys redshirted. So when you go through that spring with that 20 guys redshirted, how many are you going to retain after that spring? Or how many are going to jump in the portal on you? Let's just do it. If any one of you want to go statistically and try to calculate this, I already done it. So it's going to be how many? Half. Okay, why don't I just focus on 10? Guys that can, see, when we grab a freshman, we expect that guy to play. We're not looking at, hey, man, we can just redshirt you, develop you. No. We're looking for you to come in and play some football. I don't give a darn if it's a walk-on, if it's a Cash Cleveland. We expect you to play. So,
dude, that's amazing.
Like, if you're not fired up about what he just said right there,
that's amazing.
I just don't know how you're going about your day. And,
so,
yeah,
I just say all of this to frame it up a little bit. When we're talking about recruiting and winning and losing and keeping this coach and firing that coach, or the message during the season, every single time you sit up there and you talk about your team, the media is going to ask you about the Porto, Dabo Swinney, talking about we built this program on Jesus Christ's name, image, and likeness.
In God's name, image, and likeness.
He's not winning in the portal and he's not winning in recruiting. When we talk about Deion Sanders and you vilify him and you hate on him and you say he sucks and bro, that guy turned a program around quicker than anybody else said that they could.
do you believe?
And why is it? It's because Jordan Seaton, the best left tackle in the country, is his starting left tackle this year as a freshman.
Yeah.
And I'd also point out to you, who's going to win the Heisman Trophy and who's the best player in college football? Travis Hunter, who Deion Sanders recruited to Jackson State.
Yeah, and to that end, how does as a wide receiver, how do you put up your numbers? Oh, that's right. Your quarterback has to throw you the ball. And how can he throw you the ball? He's got to have protection. So, yeah, Travis is probably going to win the Heisman, but Jordan Seaton should be the one that's getting that love. And
how did you lose to Kansas? I don't know.
So the point is, you've got Loserville with Gundy and Brian Kelly and several of these other guys. Then you've got the other side of that coin at the head coaching level with Deion and Trent Bray and all the prolific recruiters in college football. And then you've got your Mark and Jim Phillips working to improve their conference's position in the bigger picture.
Yeah.
And Mike Gundy wants to sit out here and tell us that it's over. And he wants to have the stance that NIL just isn't as important as it is. And that's why I'm telling you, man, this goes so much further, whether it's Gundy or anybody else. Hell, we didn't play it, and we're not probably going to get to it. But the Joey Maguire comments about the Big 12 and, Oregon winning the Big 10 and yada, yada, yada. Like, I appreciate that fire out of Joey. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So I just think that at some point we have to come around to the concept that there are two schools of thought that are actively at play in the day-to-day. And one school of thought's getting their ass kicked and the other school of thought's benefiting immensely. And the guys who are not embracing NIL and the portal and this new age are losing in recruiting, which is why LSU today is the example. Think of whoever you want. It's why programs like LSU under guys like Brian Kelly are going to struggle in the new era.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting. Please hit the like button. We've had well over 1,500 views on the program. We only have 38 likes. Please hit the like button. It helps the channel grow. Right here on the Monty Show, presented by our good friends at The Advocates, theadvocates.com, the best injury attorneys in the business. I just don't take firing guys lightly. I don't think it's something we should joke about when we're talking about a guy's livelihood. But the
Gundy stuff is as clear as it's ever going to be.
I don't know how you do. Okay. Let's see. Boyd Lake, SEO King of America. Is that Jerry curl under that visor? Okay. I'm not sure what hairstyles have to do with it. Big Papa War Machine. The Baptists won't take this Methodist success next year. Paler will run the Bug 12. Okay.
Cool.
I'm very interested to see how Dave Aranda does. Because I was looking at Big 12 recruiting numbers, and I think it's very, very school to school. Like Deion not winning, and I shouldn't say not winning. He lost 3 recruits that he was competing for that were 4- and 5-star guys. He lost 3 of them.
Yeah.
I'm very interested to see how a guy like Dave Aranda does at Baylor. I'm very interested to see it, because I think when you look at the success and the failure on the field, I think it's very difficult to make the argument that the bottom half of this conference had a big day. And then you look at Texas Tech, who I think had a very good day yesterday. Texas Tech had an exceptional day with a 5, the only school in the conference outside of Colorado to land a 5-star with 21 commits, right? Like, I think you look at the way that all of this plays out, the top 5 recruiting classes in the conference: Texas Tech, TCU, UCF, Kansas, and BYU, according to Star Rankings, which,
yeah.
But you look at the West Virginias. West Virginia had a very good day yesterday. Oak State did not. Oak State's 10th, 19 commits, 0 4 or 5 stars, 0. Utah, 12th, only 15 commits, but big in the portal, 2 4 stars. Houston, 13. Baylor, 14th in recruiting. Arizona, 15th. This Noah Fafita thing is getting interesting, because there's no consensus on if he's staying or if he's going at Arizona. And last 12 commits, a 5-star and 3 4-stars, Colorado. So it'll be interesting to see if Deion's right.
Yeah.
Does he put guys on the field, and does he win with the guys that he puts on the field? I think it's a very interesting question. When it comes to wins and losses, I think it's very interesting. And I think it is going to be very important. This portal season, now that we have here, starting 4 days from now, December 9th, the portal opens. Let's see who's in and who's out and where they go. And does Ollie Gordon leave?
I don't know. Did Mike Gundy get fired?
How many guys are they bringing to Colorado?
Yeah.
Because he's bringing dudes. There's no doubt about that. And I think, and I see all the comments about Deion in Colorado and their recruiting. And I am telling you now that when you look at these, when you look at Julian Lewis and Chauncey Gooden, you look at London Merritt is a kid out of IMG Academy in Florida who's going to Colorado. You look at Card Smith, the offensive tackle, 6'5", 293. The guys that Deion Sanders landed in this class, pretty good. So for not having huge numbers, Deion Sanders did a pretty good job. And I'll be very interested to see how all of that plays out. And if we look at the number one classes in the country, Texas is the number one class in the country. Alabama 2, Georgia 3, Oregon 4, Ohio State 5. Where's the highest ranked Big 12 team? Like, you got to go all the way down to 23 to find TCU, right? So I think it'll be very interesting to see how all this plays out, for sure. Reginald Green for $5. I think Colorado will run the Big 12 in the future because of how he recruits and the staff he assembles. Deion Sanders has the best coaching staff in the conference.
Yeah.
And we've talked about this on the show repeatedly. The Warren Sapp revelation, as I have coined it, the job that Warren Sapp did on that defensive line, incredible. Absolutely incredible. I don't know how you... Yeah, welcome to the nightmare. UCF did great without, I would remind you, without a head coach, UCF.
I also think you got to consider, though, with UCF, where they're positioned. They're in a place where they're going to scoop up all of the kids who wanted to be in the SEC and the ACC, and they're going to pick those kids up.
Yeah.
So they have that advantage.
Yeah, I'm amazed that if you look at the composite, if you just take every star grade and every ranking in the Big 12, it's called, the composite has TCU number one. And listen, I would agree that TCU had a very good class. The composite rankings, the top 5 in the Big 12 are TCU, Baylor, K-State, Colorado, and Utah. So when you look at the total picture of recruits, and this is not portal, Colorado did pretty well. I still think Joey McGuire had the class that Joey McGuire landed. Tristan Gentry staying in Texas was a big deal, because I think Joey McGuire needs explosive offense, because I don't think he's ever going to have a tremendous defense. And I think getting Gentry to stay in Texas was massive. He also got Lloyd Jones, a quarterback. He's a young quarterback, huge deal. Like, he had a really good class. And I don't think, again, like West Virginia, in my opinion, probably had the second best day in the entire Big 12. Now, you lost some dudes. There's no doubt about that. But getting Taylor Brown, you've got to be better on defense there. Getting Taylor Brown's huge. Jaleel Hall from Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania, huge get at wide receiver for them. So the schools in this league had good recruiting. Absolutely had good recruiting. Harry Austin, good morning from Red Ass Harry.
I mean, you earned it.
Yesterday was Harry Austin Day. Harry,
it.
always good to see you. Thanks for the $2. I've been told 60% of the roster at Oak State won't be there next year.
Okay, cool.
So now, and this is just I'm just asking
for a friend.
I'm just asking. All of a sudden, Mike Gundy's going to turn into Deion Sanders and lop off the bottom 3/4 of his roster? When has he ever done that? Outside of Gunnar Gundy. When has he ever done that? We'll see, right? Oak State has to fire Gundy. That's such a big... Yes, Harry, money matters. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I think that's exactly right. Midweek Coug. Ollie not going to OU if he wants to get the ball. No, he's not. Ollie Gordon needs to go to a volume running program.
Maybe he should go to Boise State.
It is still... Stop it. It is still beyond my comprehension that you did not hand that cat. You're not funny. It's beyond comprehension they did not turn around and hand him the ball 35 times a game, every single game. I don't care if he ran for negative yards every week. Hand him the ball 35 times. You don't have a quarterback you can trust. You had these great wide receivers, supposedly, who I think were mid, but you had an offense where you were throwing the ball with a bad quarterback, average wide receivers. Give him the ball.
Yeah.
I'll never understand that. I will never understand that in any way, shape, or form. I will just not. Mike Smith, Oak State will lose most of their starting O-line as they were all seniors. Well, attrition's a big thing. Keith Carl, hello. It's my birthday today.
Stay hard.
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy birthday, buddy. I want nothing but fart jokes, roller dogs, loner phones, and blue cheese for the remainder of the show tonight. What loner phone? That sounds oddly familiar.
Yeah, you were looking at getting a new phone, right? That's
what you mean? Because
yeah.
Apple loans phones when you is loner phone even here today? If loner phone is here, I will read one comment from loner phone because Keith Carl asked for it. Delaric, Ollie would have been better at SMU this year. Far better. Far better. I would go to Texas Tech. I would go. Hey, listen, if I'm Ollie Gordon, my first phone call is to Steve Sarkisian. That's where my first phone call is. I'm from Dallas, Fort Worth. Hey, I need to be in a high. If you're Ollie Gordon, and I am not exaggerating, I truly believe Ollie Gordon's the best running back in the country. I don't have any problem saying that. If he goes to Texas, he'll be the top running back selected in the draft a year from now. He needs that kind of profile. He needs Alabama. He needs Texas. He needs that place where he can go and be a stud and get the ball on a regular. Can you imagine play action fake from Arch Manning to Ollie Gordon?
I want it.
With that group of wide receivers? God damn.
Yeah.
That would be lit. That would be lit. Okay, loner phone is here. Your one comment today. You had one comment and you put sexiest. Okay. Hey, man.
Hey, good to hear from you, bro. Appreciate it.
Good to see you. I appreciate you being on the show.
Hit the like button, subscribe, do all the things. Thank you.
Kim Coulter with an important comment. This is real, and this hurts my soul as somebody who's a fan of the underdog. Joey said yesterday, in order to get down to 105, he has got to cut 18 players.
Yep.
That's also why he signed a smaller class. Average rating is actually second, solid day. And that's why I think you have to go with the composite. And I think I actually think that Texas Tech had a really good day yesterday. Again, Tristan Gentry was a must because that cat, and I don't want to misspeak, but I'm pretty certain that he was, I thought that he was looking at Oak State amongst others, but maybe I was incorrect about that. That I thought was really, really important. But you notice what you guys did. You did very little defensively in recruiting. It's all offense, athletes, wide receivers, linemen, tackles. Because what's he going to do for defense? He's going to get in the portal. He's going to get in the portal. But you know what, Kim? With that, I think you have to play the Matt Rule comment. Because what Matt Rule said is exactly what Joey's talking about.
Yeah, the roster limits are a real factor. I mean, it's just I can't imagine what's going to happen in the next 6 months. And if you're like a coach who's really cares about people, you're going to have to tell guys at the end of the season, like, hey, there's no spot for you here next year. So the guys can go and find somewhere else to go. And like, you have some players probably who are like, I'm not touching the ball enough, or I'm unhappy. And they're like, I'm going to go in the portal. And you think about the effect that's about to happen. The portal's already flooded. So we have 150, and we need to go to 105. That's 45 guys. Now, I know some seniors, but we'll add some guys. Just think about 20 to 30 guys from every school having to go into the portal and the effect it's going to have on FCS, and then on Division II, and then on NAIA and Division III. It's going to be, so to your point, when Marquise and Jamari say, hey, we want to come back, that's 2 more people now that can't be here next year. And so it's going to be really, not just unique. I sometimes say unique. It's going to be a challenge.
I love the way he wears it.
Yeah.
I think it is really interesting to see the way that he so passionately wears the impact all of this is going to have on his players. I just think it's incredible. It is absolutely incredible to me that when we talk about portal and we talk about pushing down and roster limits, it's incredible to me how much passion is involved in this stuff with these guys. Yeah, Mike Smith, he looks really stressed out. I totally agree. And I think that's a guy I want to play for.
Yeah, he went on later in that particular, it's not in the clip obviously, but later on in that press conference, he had talked about how, he in addition to everything else he's doing is now going to have to spend time calling around for all these kids and trying to get them a better spot or a spot at all, frankly.
Yeah. Tom Dean, good morning to you. He says, fart, all hat, no cattle, 2 holes, soup, AZ time zone, bucked up. The pro rata we deserve. Exactly right.
That's great.
Ollie to Funky Town. Why would he go to TCU?
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make a lot of sense. The stadium guy, James, Mike, Oak State also brought in 5 linemen on signing day. Yeah. Jeremy Bolton, fire. Hello, Jeremy. Good to see you, my friend. Tanner Plummer, sup, gang. We still fighting over the college football playoff? Or not, in fact. Kalani was talking about this too. I think most underestimate the impact. I think this roster limit thing in college football is a big freaking deal. I think it is a big deal. A very, very big deal. And I don't know how you get around it. I don't know that there's a way to get around it. I truly do not. It's sad because there's a lot of kids who now they don't have room to play college football. Chris E., he's stressed out because Raiola is planning on entering the portal. Why would he transfer? He's their guy. I have not seen that if that's in fact true. I don't disagree at all, Monty, as that's life in college athletics now. As a donor, I'm not a fan, but will always give money for us to fiend in the portal. Well, you need it. He very clearly is going to bring in defense in the portal.
Yeah.